Breakdown. We will go to truth in lending. We need an automobile. Need for speed. Breakdown. At best kept secret 510. That's the YouTuber. Three, two, one. Are you guys ready? Throw me to the wolves and I will return leading the pack. Come on, wolf pack, let's eat. I know where we can all have our share and some. Ride, wolf pack, ride. You guys know I'm crazy. Okay, so 18 USC subsection 8. Google it and read it. This is going to let us know the obligation of other securities of the United States defined, okay? In there, it states bills, checks, drafts, all of this good stuff. They hold a responsibility. And why do they hold a responsibility? Because we've been in debt since 1933 when the gold and the silver was confiscated, okay? So then to hide the fact that they were committing fraud, what they did, the United States took the obligation of all people to pay all debt. So everything is prepaid. Everybody should be living kumbaya, kumbaya. There should be no homeless out here. There should be nobody starving. There should not even be people on public assistance. Why? Because we can defer payment. But we'll get into that a little bit later, all right? So once again, you're going to read 18 USC subsection 8, obligation or other securities of the United States defined, all right? So this is a CFR, which is the law that's going to back up that code. So the 17 CFR 240.3B-18. Google it to read it, okay? But it's going to let you know the term obligation means any note, draft, acceptance, loan, lease, receivable, or other evidence of indebtedness that is not a security issued by a person other than the bank. Okay, so once again, that is just going to back up 18 USC subsection 8, okay, because we always want our code and our law to back everything up. So 15 USC subsection 1635, right to rescind, closing credit. It's my bad, you guys. So close-in credit, you should already know that's going to go for like loans, things like that. I'm not about to even go over that because up to this point, you should know. If not, you're going to go refer to my other videos, okay? So 12 CFR 1026.23. This is a right of rescission. You're going to Google it. You're going to go ahead and read it, and it's going to let you know why and how you can rescind. Because at the end of the day, they never tell us that we can rescind any contract. I don't care what type of contract that you are binded in. If you do not have full acknowledgement of this contract, and if two people did not sign that contract, it's really not a contract, but we're not going to go that deep. But yeah, if you don't have full disclosure of a contract, then you can automatically rescind that contract and come back with new terms. And that's why we do the conditional of acceptance. That is our new terms for our contract. Okay, so 15 USC 1638. Once again, you guys are going to Google this stuff. So it's transactions other than under an open-end credit plan. Go through, read it, and let you know the requirements. I'm not here to break all that down. You guys know how I roll, baby. We just want to get through this. Okay, so 12 CFR subsection C, close-in credit. Same thing. You're going to Google and you are going to go read this. This is a guidepost, okay? This is all under truth and lending, but this is under the CFR, okay? So you have your U.S. codes. You're going to find them codes, and that would be the 15 USC 1635, and then you're going to back it up with your CFRs once you find it. Okay, why rescind a contract? Did you fully read that contract before you sign for that car? Did the creditor say, hey, you can opt out 15 USC 6802B? Sorry, I sound a little bit slow because I am sometimes. Of having your non-public information being reported to the consumer reporting agencies. Or when they fill out the module form but they put NA in them boxes instead of the correct information. Did the creditor say, hey, you can remit payment or discharge offset payment? And honestly, that is for people on the private side. On the public side, as I state, you guys are not competent, so therefore you cannot create instruments. You can only utilize the instruments that others create for you. Only creditors can, create negotiable instruments, promissory notes, bill of exchange, all that good stuff, okay? But we are working on the public side. So, by law, they should. Once you sign for that car, it was paid off using your credit card, your social security number. Prove it. You know I like it when you talk dirty to me. Okay, so our source is 15 USC 1602, and we are going to go down to L. Okay, and this is going to talk about a credit card. So the term credit card means any card, plate, coupon book, or any other credit device existing for the purpose of obtaining money, property, labor, or service on credit. Say what? Nah, they said it. I just guidepost you to where to find it at. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so 15 USC chapter 41. That is where we're going to be guideposting, okay? Let this be your holy grail, okay? Okay. Now, we then went over this in my previous ones. So your consumer credit cost disclosure, restriction of garnishment, credit repair organizations, credit reporting agencies, equal credit opportunities, debt collection practices, electronic fund transfers. So you should already know about this. And if you don't, you're going to get with that program. Okay. So 31 USC 3132, Google it to read. Payment of obligation and interest on the public debt. This is not my words. This is just, once again, I go find it and I read it, and everything is pointing to we don't owe any debt. It's all on the United States. So why are we in debt? That's because people don't understand people's position. We have all these public servants running around acting like they're conducting business when they're actually committing white collar crimes, and they're stealing from people because of our ignorance to law. Because especially the poor people, nobody ever taught us proper commerce. The only thing we learned about law is being in handcuffs and we did something wrong. But as far as knowing about the laws, we don't have the money for the bare necessities. So how can we have money for the education? And that's where it goes back to, there's a certain group of people intentionally keeping people down and keeping information from people. All right. But you want to go ahead and you're going to read this. Once again, 31 USC 3132. Payment of obligations and interest on the public debt. Okay, so you guys remember I was telling you the truth in lending? This is it right here. And that's where I typically go and I find my codes and my laws to back everything up. Okay. Now, this was the old one. Remember I told you all in my other video that the TOPN removed this information? Here is the proof. Now, so we have 15-1605, that is determination of a finance charge. 1663, and that deals with like advertisement and stuff like that on finance to charge. 15-1637, that is, for open-end credit. 15-1602, that's what we just went over, and that's all under truth in lending. And then we have 15-1635. Now, it's going to be 14 CFR 374. Those are the CFRs that coincide with these. And luckily that I had these, but let me show and prove what I be talking about. Just wanted to show you truth in lending. And this is how it looks now. Not saying it was because of me, because I guideposted, but where's that information? They took that information down because they don't want us to know about it, because not too many people knew about the TOPN. Okay, so prime example right there. But luckily, like I said, in a lot of my videos, I did, put this information in so you guys can catch a glimpse At this point in time, because they are removing that information, you just have to go to your CFRs. And even if you have to read through all of them CFRs, then so be it. If you want the information to your freedom and to claim your money and stop allowing these people to take from us, then this is the time and the work that you're going to have to put in. Because let me explain something. If you think the next person is going to do all of this work and go head up with these people like that, they're just out here taking your guys' money. And maybe you might see, I would say on the credit, that's different. I can help you guys clean your credit reports all day, every day. That's what I mess with. But as far as doing the billing error process, this is where we're going in, and this is our inherited money. This is what we have worked for. And once we claim it, is to keep us out of debt. So the work that you put in, that's what you deserve, and you are supposed to, by law, get that once you claim it. But as you guys know from what's going on with me, maybe you want to do one at a time, because doing all like me, I want to clean my books the proper way. So I went for the gusto. And like I said, I'm still not done. I still have some more cleaning to do. But at this point, yeah, you guys want to learn this stuff yourself, because nobody else is going to want to go through. People are just taking your money and they're not taking you guys to the resources. Okay. So 15 USC 1605, determination of financing charge. A, financing charge defined except as otherwise provided in this section. The amount of the finance charge in connection with any consumer credit transaction shall be determined as the sum of all charges. Sum of all charges payable directly or indirectly by the person to whom the credit is extended. Credit is extended and imposed directly or indirectly by the creditor as an incident to the extension of credit. The financing charge does not include, let me read that again. The financing charge does not include charges of any type payable in a comparable cash transaction. So pretty much when you go to get your car financed, for one, you're using an extension of your credit that you already have, and that's why they need your signature. Secondly, we're dealing with promissory notes, negotiable instruments, things like that, so on and so forth. Okay, so pretty much, okay, they run your consumer report. So boom, they approve you for $26,000, okay? And your car is, 28 and some change, right? So they tell you they want a down payment. It just specifically said that, hey, you're not supposed to be taking no cash, because whatever they financed you for, that's all that you have to put down. You do not have to come out of pocket for cash, paying check, credit card, none of that. They're extra dipping, okay? This is not my words. This is according to, the Congress. The Congress made these, enacted these laws and codes and stuff, all right? Okay, so the source, 15 USC 1602, and we're going to go to F, credit. The term credit means the right granted by a creditor to a debtor to defer payment of debt or to incur debt and defer its payment. Do we all not use credit by giving these creditors by using our SSN to obtain goods for our household and families? Okay, so we're out here utilizing our credit card, which is our social security number. We've already read that, right? So credit is the right to defer. And what is the right to defer payment? To defer payment is to pay at a later time. Excuse me, you guys. At a later time, you guys can look up the meaning. I'm not going into all that. But my thing is, like I stated, anywhere in here, does it state a color? Does it state, your race, which is only one race, and that's human. While we're down here on this plane, we're in the form of humans. And it doesn't matter your tax bracket. It says nothing about your color, your religion. This goes for everybody, okay? Universal love, baby. This goes for everybody. You have a right to defer payment, okay? Okay, this is going to be for your UCC codes 3-104, negotiable instruments. You guys want to go through and read the UCC codes. Very important stuff in there. I'm not about to go through and break all this down because once again, you refer to my other videos, I have broken this stuff down, okay? I went through it. Now, I may not have broke it down to the point where like I'm doing voiceovers now, but you guys are gonna have to read. And that's what I did doing the videos, and it gives you guys a lot more game. Okay, so this is how we're gonna state your claim. Okay, so congressional findings, why did they enact these laws? You always want to go to your congressional findings. We want to know, why did they do these? And most of the time, the reason they enacted these laws is to protect us, the consumers, because as you guys know, these companies are out here with the hoopla. Okay, they are out here with the hoopla, out here stealing, they're thieving, but people don't say nothing because people really don't know. All right. So then we're going to go to the definitions. Define who you are, who they are. Plus, you want to define your keywords. The reason you want to know what capacity you are operating in and what capacity they are operating in, because you want full understanding. In law, they don't work under presumption, okay? They want to know facts. So we want to go ahead and we want to let them know where we stand as the consumers and where these creditors stand, all right? And we want to also find keywords like credit card, credit. We want to define what them words mean so it's no misunderstanding, because pretty much, you know, it's all on definitions that we're dealing with, because we're not dealing with case laws and all this, okay? We're dealing with codes, definitions. Okay, now after you do that, you are going to go in and you're going to find your violations, which are your codes and your laws. So you're going to go to the TOPN and find as much information in there as you can. You're going to go to your US code and find as much information, you know, going to your truth in lending. You're going to go to your CFRs and find, you know, your violations, you know, rescission of contracts, different things like that. Those are your guideposts, okay? And then you're going to state your claim. So they violated how? How did they violate you? By not telling you, giving you full disclosure, by not letting you know you can opt out, by not giving you specific documents. You have to let them know, you know, how did they violate? And then why did they violate? So, you know, once again, you got to let them know why did they violate? They violated because, you know, they under blase, they were supposed to give me blase. Okay, not about to go into all that, break that down. Okay, still in state your claim though. Now 5, because they violated, what liabilities do they hold? So when they violate you, okay, they violate you. Now because they violated you, what liabilities do they hold? And you want to know your liabilities because that is going to let you know how much money you are entitled to for either, it typically runs either each violation or for personal. To me, you want to go for that personal, because the personal is definitely going to be more than that little $1,000 that they may be trying to give you per violation. Okay. So now let's go ahead and start putting in some work and let's work on the process. So this is going to be the process. Number 1, we're going to validate. Now, what I like to tell people, and I still stick beside this, I like to go through the consumer reporting agencies to validate. And the reason is because they're acting as a third party intervener. So what they are going to do is, you're going to go through in your consumer report and you want to get everything validated or whatever you want validated at that time. That's what you're going to do. You send it to the consumer report. Send it in separate envelopes because you do not want everybody knowing what you're doing, okay? Because they're going to gang up on your ass like they did me. So what you're going to do, you're going to put everything in separate envelopes. You're going to just do a 15 USC 1692G. Copy and paste it. It does not have to be difficult. You're going to go get that notarized. Now, within the first 5 days of any transaction that has taken place, they have 5 requirements, and that's validating. That's validating you know, that's validating anything on that consumer report, them transactions. Okay, hard, soft inquiries, and plus like your credit cards in there, that's obviously proof of a transaction has taken place. So once you send them the letters, what they are going to do, not only are they on notice that these people need to violate and everybody has certain procedures that they must follow, but now all the companies are put on notice. Okay, so you just killed two birds with one stone. The consumer reporting agencies is on notice, and now the companies is on notice that validation needs to take place. Okay, and they have 30 days to validate. Okay, so now after we validate, what we are going to do is we are going to write the companies. Okay, now when you're writing the company, you need to, what you're going to do is on the back of your bill, you should be getting all your bills, matter of fact, in paper form. Okay, you should not be paying any bill online, because that coupon that they send you through the mail, that is your money that you must remit. Okay, so what you're going to do is you would get your bill through the mail. You would flip it over. It's going to be a billing error, a dispute, however, because different lingos, but it's going to have a specific address that you're going to write to, and that is going to be that customer service. Okay, now you're going to deal with customer service one time and one time only, and that's just really to get your A validation and to also start building your case. Okay, now what you're going to do is when you send your letter to cure, not only are you going to send your letter to cure, but you're going to go ahead and you're going to send your remit. You're going to send a conditional of acceptance, and that's like the new terms and offers of the contract that you didn't get full disclosure of. Oh, and matter of fact, and with that also, you're going to rescind that contract. So you want to send a rescission of the contract, which you can put all that in the conditional of acceptance. But you want to make sure you rescind that contract, because if you do not rescind the contract, you're still bound in the contract unknowingly. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go to customer service. So we're going to send the letter to cure, the conditional of acceptance with the rescission, and we're going to send our remit into customer service with the letter to cure. And the letter to cure is just letting them know, go ahead and correct what is wrong. You gave them an opportunity, you sent over documents. Okay, and with the complaint, to me, it's an either or, because with the complaint, I did it with the CFBP, if that's how you say it, so many acronyms. But yeah, I went through them. They didn't help me at all either, So to me, it's an either or, but the more evidence that you can get, cool, so you can do a complaint, let these people know, hey, they violated, they're violating me, because they're not going to send the validation after them 30 days, then you do that letter of cure, they're not sending that information that you need. So yeah, you go ahead, you send that to the customer service. Now, sending that to the customer service, you're going to wait for them to respond. You can give them, I usually do 30, 21, and then 72, to be honest. Okay. But you give them the time frame and let them know, okay, you guys needed to fix this. Now with that letter to cure, you're going to also not just send it to the customer service, but you're going to send it to the CEO of the company, which you guys already know. Rocket Reach is where you can get that information. You can find any CEO, you can find their email, all that. Okay. And you are going to find the registered agent of that company. Okay. Because you are going to send some documents over to them. You are going to send customer service is going to get your billing error notice, because you also need to send a billing error notice with this letter to cure. With the billing error notice, it would be your remit that you're sending over. Then you have your conditional of acceptance, your affidavit of truth stating your facts, in which pretty much that's your letter to cure. Okay. So that's going to go to the customer service. Now, the remit is also going to go to the CEO with all your other documents, okay? The registered agent does not need that information. The registered agent, what I sent them was a conditional of acceptance with the affidavit of truth and the other laws and everything backing it up, okay? So you wait your 21 days or however many days that you want to wait by law, 15 or whatever. So you wait. Now nobody responded. So you're not even tripping off of customer service. You were going to send that registered agent and that CEO a letter of default letting them know you are now in default. Why? Because you violated, you guys are breaking the law, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. You guys have 72 hours to respond. They don't respond within that 72 hour. Now you can arbitrate. Now, typically, you are going to have to arbitrate first, or you are going to have to go to small claims court because the clause that they have. You guys know how I feel about arbitration. AAA, they boinked me over. They ganged up on me. Conspiracy with these other companies. Yeah, I said it, and yeah, I'll prove it. They did not follow procedures, okay? And this is supposed to be like a law firm, attorney, whatever. They dealing with litigations and shit privately, and they're breaking law. Okay, so after you do the arbitration, in which that is, sending a demand to arbitrate, you have to have your contract. So that would be your terms and your conditions because they want to see that arbitration clause in there. And you would have to serve them the documents plus pay the $200, which you can write them and they will. You can do an invoice for the $200 and they can pay. After you go through with the arbitration, maybe you get lucky and you guys settle out, or maybe they'll gang up on you like me. Then you have every right to litigate, which you're going into a district and federal court, okay? So get you a car. You do not need a down payment. You can discharge on the private side. Public side, you are deferring payment. Same difference, tomato, okay? So you have or want a car. If you have a car, you would want to do the billing error process in accordance with 15 USC 1666. Now, if you do not have a car or money to put a down payment, you have the info. What are you going to do with it? All roads lead to court. Info, credit, car, home, court. It leads to law, you guys, period. Because these people are not, obviously, they're not following the law. And so in order for you to enforce the law, you are going to have to go ahead and stand your ground and take them to court, which to me, court is really your paperwork because you can handle things through the mail. A lot of things I handle through the mail. I don't even go down to the temple, okay? But I'm not even about to even go in there with you guys either. Okay, so I am only a guidepost. You must read and overstand for self. They will and they are going to test you. If you just pay someone and they don't show you what they are doing, remember that leaves room for if you mess up or get put in that situation again, you will not know how to get yourself out that situation. Once again, if you at least know what you're doing, you can pay someone and make sure they do it right so you don't get played. Just my way of thinking, you guys, okay? I like to cut out the middleman. So the goal to have all my people A1. Whatever you want, you can have. All you need to be is willing and able. Okay, and I guidepost you guys. I'm showing you guys where the sources are because it's a lot of people, they'll give you guys hella information, but where did they get that information from? Why is it so hard for people to guidepost people to information? Because no matter what, people will read this, you will gain people up and they still will not understand, and people are afraid, so they won't move on it. So a lot of times people have information and they don't even fucking move on it. People will die with information that could and would help others, okay? The graveyard, let me tell you, it's so rich with information that people need it, okay? And it's just energy that's just there. And it is dead energy because nobody, they didn't give the information that they could. They took a lot of this shit to the grave with them, all right? So all roads lead to court. I'm just a guidepost, not my words. I only find information and share. Why? Because sharing is caring. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you have any Questions, don't ask me, okay? You guys ask the people in our tribe, or go get friends, go get family. Somebody can comprehend, somebody can understand this. You go back to my other videos. Yeah, I did not do the voiceovers, and I'm not intending to, because it is a lot of reading and it's a lot of work, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So that's why I'm just trying to make these videos as easy, as short, to understand. Your guideposts will be going back to the old videos that I'm doing to get more information. So that means you would just have to read. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.